I name him Moses because he is from the river. It's a little baby. Why would someone put their son... Oh, he must be Hebrew. Poor thing. We need to find someone who can take care of him.
Please, God, help me protect my boy. Miriam, is your brother safe?
He's sleeping safely with Mother.
God surely has blessed us, but Jochebed, he's not safe with us.
I have faith that God will show me how to shield our boy from the danger.
The following day, Jochebed prepared a basket that would protect her son.
Miriam, let me know if you see any soldiers coming. I'll have the basket ready soon.
With her baby boy safely in the basket, Jochebed and Miriam hurried to the river.
Miriam, I want you to keep an eye on the basket as it floats down the river. Oh, my son, it breaks my heart to send you off like this, but I have faith that God will protect you.
As the basket floated away, Miriam discreetly followed it down the river toward the Pharaoh's palace.
I know what to do. I shall command my soldiers to gather all the Hebrew baby boys and hurl them into the Nile.
Later that evening, the soldiers of Egypt searched the homes of the Hebrews. Terrified to lose their children, the mothers and fathers jeopardized their lives to protect their boys. Amram, the Hebrew. The following day, the Pharaoh visited the site where a new building was being constructed by his workers.
Your Majesty, everyone is working extremely hard, but we need more men to complete the job on time.
I think the Hebrews will be great for this job. Gather them up and put them to work. This will save me money, and they will not have the chance to cause any problems for Egypt.
Over the years, Moses was given the life of an Egyptian prince. One day, as a young man, while riding in his chariot past a construction site, he noticed a Hebrew worker being whipped. Appalled by what he saw, Moses leapt off his chariot and confronted the taskmaster.
Stop whipping that man at once. Mind your own business.
Moses has betrayed me. Guards, find him and kill him now.
Moses raced across the desert and was able to reach the city of Midian before the soldiers could find him. Over the years, Moses lived a very happy life in Midian, working as a shepherd. As Moses' sheep grazed, he noticed something strange.
How is it possible that this bush is on fire?
Moses!
Moses was certain the voice was coming from the burning bush. He stepped closer.
Stay where you are. Do not come any closer.
Who are you?
I am the God of your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remove your sandals. You are standing on holy ground.
Moses removed his sandals and knelt in fear as God spoke to him.
My children are suffering in Egypt. Under my guidance, you shall lead them to a new and prosperous land of milk and honey.
Why would they follow me? I am no leader. I am no prophet.
Because I am God, and I am with you. My people will join you on this mountaintop, and together you will worship.
But how do I persuade them?
You will convince them. I created you and gave you the ability to speak.
What if they don't believe what I say?
They will believe you when you show them my powers. Toss your staff on the ground.
Moses did as he was told. As soon as the staff hit the ground, it transformed into a poisonous viper. Terrified by this, Moses started to run away.
Stop! I command you to go back and pick up the viper!
Shaking with fear, Moses obeyed God's orders. The moment Moses touched the viper, it transformed back into his staff. He realized that God had given him the power to perform this marvel, and that with this miracle, he just might be able to make the Hebrews believe that God was guiding.
I am here to give you God's message. This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me.
Who do you think you are? Your God is no concern to me. I do not take orders from him. Now get out of here and get back to...
Go back to the Pharaoh and show him the power that I have given you.
Are you here to beg me to have mercy on the slaves?
We are here to prove to you the power of God.
Turning a staff into a snake is a clever trick, but it's nothing my magicians can't also do. Why do you two keep harassing me? Leave me alone so I can enjoy my bath.
Since you will not release the Hebrews, then you can bathe in a river of blood.
That's an easy trick for my priest.
So the Pharaoh did not believe that the God of Moses was responsible. So God set forth another plague.
Where are they coming from? There are millions of them.
God tortured the people of Egypt with an infestation of gnats. They were in retaliation. God sent a plague of flies to Egypt. And as it was with all the other plagues, there were no flies in Goshen, where the Hebrews lived.
Why does it matter where you praise your God? Can't you do it in Egypt?
No, we cannot. We must follow God's orders.
Fine. Just go and take these flies with you.
Unfortunately, the Pharaoh did not keep his promise yet again. So God struck all of Egypt's livestock with an awful disease. The Pharaoh, his council, and all Egyptians everywhere broke out with hideous sores and boils from head to toe. Yet again, the Pharaoh remained hard-headed and refused to give in. All Egyptians were experiencing pain and suffering. The Pharaoh would not let the Hebrews go. Then, out of nowhere, a devastating storm hit Egypt. As the storm crashed down on Egypt, all the farmers could do was watch in fear.
How many times are you going to break your promise and refuse to believe? Release my people, or God will destroy everything alive in Egypt with a plague of...
With God's command, a sea of locusts descended on Egypt, destroying everything in their path.
Then my God shall inflict his greatest punishment. These are the words of God. At dusk, all Egyptian firstborn shall die, from the firstborn of the Pharaoh to the firstborn of the maidservant who is behind the mill, to every firstborn of every beast. There shall be a great cry of grief throughout all the land of Egypt. heard like never before.
I don't believe you.
Then, Pharaoh, you will beg on your hands and knees for me to lead my people, flocks and cattle out of Egypt for good.
What is it, Mommy?
It is God's destroyer, an angel of death.
When the sun set, God's angel of death took the life of all of Egypt's firstborn. But all of the Hebrews' homes with the blood of a lamb painted on the front door were passed over, just as God had promised.
Your Majesty, your boy has died, and the messengers are saying that all the firstborns of Egypt have suddenly died as well.
What? Not my boy! Bring me Moses and Aaron right now!
It doesn't matter anymore. My boy is gone.
With his only son gone, the Pharaoh no longer tried to reason with Moses.
Go worship your God and leave Egypt immediately. Do not leave any of your people, cattle, or flocks behind. I want you all gone now!
The next morning, Moses and his people began their journey to the land that God had promised would be their new home.
Letting the Hebrews go was a mistake. Now I have no one to build for me.
We might be able to stop them. Look at this map. They're headed for a dead end at the Red Sea. If we hurry, we can catch them.
Ha! Those idiots! Their foolish God is sending them the...
Moses, look! It's the Pharaoh's army.
Moses turned toward the Red Sea and held out his staff. Suddenly, a powerful wind blew from the east, separating the waters into two sides, creating a path for the Hebrews to follow. The Hebrews crossed the Red Sea on the path that God had created. The cloud that was preventing the Egyptian army from advancing disappeared. The Pharaoh was shocked to see that the Hebrews had escaped through a separation in the sea.
After them! Bring them back to Egypt!
On his command, the army charged after the Hebrews. But as they crossed the sea floor, the wet sand slowed the chariot wheels in their tracks. Moses looked back, raised his staff, and suddenly the winds grew calm. The walls of water came crashing down on the Egyptians. The Pharaoh watched in horror as his entire army drowned.
Praise God! He has saved us once again.
Through God, I have strength, and He is my Lord.
Happy to finally be free, Moses and his people were now ready to build a new life and a nation of their own.
We shall be called Israelites.
This is getting absurd. We don't have enough food to feed our children, let alone